Appears to be working. That's good news. So yeah, that's how we reach more people. I mean, you'll notice ER Shred is a little different in that we don't heavily try to market to people the way that other companies do. It's just not in our nature. We don't want that to be the image. We really do want it to be organic. We really of intent. We want the results spreading organically. We believe that in terms of tribe and culture, that's the only way. Hold on one sec. I'm going to record this for my wife so she can put it on our podcast, because we do have a podcast if you guys want to check that out. And Heather's been getting everything up on the YouTube channel. So thank you for that, Chief Shreducator Heather Sika Leonard. Welcome to the ER Shred Come Alive call, you guys. So excited. This is going to be an incredible call. And again, the reason I was just sharing, the reason that we like ER Shred shared in such a way that it's just organic and grassroots, because this is how you're able to effectively transfer culture, if you will. Now, what is culture? Culture is everything. I mean, culture is the core values of what you do. Culture is, your code of ethics. It's your mantra, your integrity, your language. And we've just found that if this is shared rather than on a broad scale, which is possible, but you lose a lot of that, the ability to create valuable culture. Culture is community. Culture is the kinds of support and the kinds of the way we educate. It's all of that. And that's the problem with growing in those big mainstream ways is, you're just a product. You're just marketing. And for us, tribe means something, and it's very special, and we love it. And that's why we even do these calls. It's just all about creating that special feeling and that special camaraderie in community. So with all that said, I want to give a shout out to Kathy Martinez and Jesse James Jamnick, our nutrition ambassador, for their call last night. If you guys didn't hear that, I really want to encourage you to go and review that because it was just unbelievably cool. It was amazing. So I tried to get as many people on as I could live, but it's on the YouTube channel, I'm sure by now. If not, it's on Facebook on my wall or Jesse's wall. It's in the group, and you can go and review it and just watch how it feels, and listen to what Kathy says here. Listen, this is what our culture is all about. I just thanked Kathy for doing that. And she said, I'm so grateful for how my life has changed. I'm always happy to share in the hopes that it may help someone else to see that changing their life is also possible. Jesse is amazing, and I felt seriously honored when he asked me. The interview was fun to do, and it was a gift for me to recall my journey for myself while sharing it with others. That's the kind of people that we're working with and that we call, ER Shred Warriors, ER Shred Masters. This is our tribe, and that's how they operate. It's for the right reasons, out of the goodness of their heart. So what else? Wanted to give a shout out to Heather Sika Leonard, who really hurt her foot. You guys might have seen her post about that. Sending you love. Let's all send Heather your healing vibes, your positive energy, your prayers, and let her know you're thinking about her. She dropped like a trombone case, I think it was a trombone, on her foot, and massive contusion. And so she's laid up and trying to get that to heal. Okay, we're going to get on with this. Our first guest tonight is Michelle Lasisco. You out there, Michelle? And can you unmute?
I am unmuted.
Hey there, Michelle. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's so good to see you. So, Michelle, where are you calling from?
So I am in Connecticut, not far from Heather. Heather and I used to work together. And so that's how I became part of this community.
Oh my gosh. So shout out Heather Sika Leonard, superhero. And what is your passion?
So my passion is actually dog rescue. I work with a local dog rescue. We have many foster fails of our own. We have a current foster also who we are not failing with. He needs a home. But yeah, doing dog rescue, and we do mostly local owner surrenders, a lot of medically fragile dogs or dogs that owners have neglected that need to be rehomed.
Oh, that's beautiful, wonderful work, important work. That's fantastic. Okay, so give us an idea, how long has this been? How long ago were you introduced to ER Shred?
So it's been about just over a year and a half now since I did my first shred. So it took me a little bit of, I previous to that, it's kind of started a little bit of transformation and journey on my own after I finally got some medical diagnoses that resolved a couple of issues I was having, and I started working with a nutritionist. And then Heather was like, well, check this out, since you're already headed in that direction. I checked out the guides, watched everything, and then I was a little hesitant at first. Then I decided to just jump fully in and just go for it. So it didn't actually take me long to jump in. And I said exactly that. It's 11 days. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And been on track ever since.
You've been on track ever since, a year and a half.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I've lost a total of 140 pounds. I still have probably about a good 100 to go. Heather and Susan's been helping me out with a few things. I'm currently in the process of going through menopause also, in addition to I had a really bad knee injury, fractured my knee, tore my meniscus, have a ton of inflammation from that. I have a blood clotting disorder, and I've been going through menopause this past year. So I've been having a ton of hormone issues. So like the weight loss, it's slowed down significantly. It still has. I've lost very little in the last 5-6 months, but the hormones have now regulated, the inflammation is down, and I feel like it'll start to happen again. But I've maintained, and I still feel very good. So I'm very happy with where I'm at.
I love this. Hold on one sec. I'm going to turn my fan on. It's a little warm in here. Hold on. I keep looking at Jason Young's face on here, and I failed to mention, shout out to part of ER Shred, Jason Young, who had a successful surgery, and we're just really thrilled to hear that you're doing good and that you're on the path of recovery. And we love you. You're amazing. We love you. Okay, so Michelle Lasisko. Michelle, I got to ask you a question. You said 18 months.
Yep.
And you also said 140 pounds. Is that what I heard?
Correct. That is correct.
So I gotta just pause there for a sec. And of course, I posted the disclaimers and whatnot, because it's important that we don't. I mean, that's pretty incredible, actually. I mean, I caught on that you have more that you'd like to lose.
Yes.
And that's no problem. That's fine. I mean, but I just want to focus on the significance of what you have accomplished, because that's amazing. And I don't want to give anyone the impression out there that anybody could lose 140 pounds in 18 months, because not everybody will. Yep. Everybody's different. And like you started to mention some things about menopause and so forth, biochemistry is unique as a fingerprint. No two people are exactly alike. And there's other things that we can't really quantify, such as hormones, such as stressors.
Yes.
Such as, Jesse always talks about the microbiome and the complexities of that, and have people been on antibiotics? And, there's so many different complexities. Where do you live? What toxins have you been exposed to environmentally? There's so many complexities. I just have such tremendous respect, Michelle, for you've got a pretty phenomenal perspective right now, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would, because like, even though I have had huge chunks of time over the last 5-6 months where I really haven't lost much, like it's like a pound or two here and there, like I'm not discouraged by that because I still feel so good. And I feel like if I wasn't doing this with everything I'm going through inflammation wise and with my body and with the hormones, that I'd actually probably be gaining. So I feel like I'm in a good place, even though I know I still have more work to do and a lot more weight to lose, that to make it through this chunk of time with how bad my hormones have been and the inflammation in my body, I feel like I'm in a good place.
Yeah, I sense that mentally, and I love that, because too many people, they only think about what's left to lose. They don't think about what they've done. And that's important. I wanted to have you give contrast, because you mentioned you feel so good. What
Yeah.
was Michelle feeling like before versus now feeling so good? What are those differences?
Michelle was feeling nonstop fatigue. Like like walking up a flight of stairs was practically a killer. I just wanted to sleep most of the day. I was tired all the time. Everything was exhausting, and didn't have any energy at all. And I really literally would nap for a couple hours, if not more, every afternoon. I was just so fatigued. And then I started losing weight, energy was up, doing really well, but I was still having a few days a month where I was still having a lot of those fatigue issues and some other issues. And that's when I got some help from Susan, hormonal, with some input about hormones and everything, to work on some of that and things I could do to help with that, because that was really one of the big things that was holding my body back. And took a few months, but those things have come into check also. And my energy level is very good, very stable, and I just feel good. And when things are bothering me, like when my asthma acts up, or even when my knee is inflamed and bad, it recovers very quickly. Like I've been seeing a chiropractor, and when I go in and I talk to her, like she's very pleased with and impressed with, like, if I have a little flare up for a day or two, like how quick my body is recovering. It's not lasting. It like bounces back much better.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're making me get those chill things, those feel goods, because I can see how much this has impacted your life. Were you a vegetarian at one point?
I was a vegetarian most of my life, and even vegan for a good chunk of it. And yes, and all I did was gain weight and gain weight and gain weight. And I honestly, when I started working with a nutritionist a few years ago, she made me food diary, and I was only eating between 600 to 900 calories a day. And I was gaining weight and gaining weight, even eating that little. And I
Right.
was up to about 380 pounds.
This is so significant, because people are doing just that, and they're trying. Like,
Mhm.
it upsets me. I have to tell you, I get emotional about this one, because I've been in this industry 20 professional years, and I get pretty upset when I hear these stupid things said about calories in, calories out,
Yep.
and you're not trying. And I've heard some pretty insensitive, arrogant medical professionals lay
Yep.
it on people. And there's more complexities here, than what they realize. So God, like, you're such a miracle.
Well, bigger than
I know.
me
Go
is
ahead, please. Yeah.
bigger than me is my father, which was part of the point of me coming today, that post I had done about my dad. who has a lot of significant issues health wise, and he actually broke under 200 this week. He's lost 85 pounds in the last year. He's no longer diabetic. I know all the disclaimers with everything with this, but all of his numbers have dropped down. He's like, the last one, we went to the doctor last week, actually, he had dropped to pre-diabetic, and now he's not even in the diabetic range with any of his blood sugar levels. And his alertness is so much better. He looks good. He has other medical issues that he clearly has limitations, but he just overall, he's embraced everything.
He's embraced this protocol, this
not
concept.
completely. He doesn't cleanse.
Okay, let's talk about that, because I really believe we do now have two options in ER Shred for baseline foundational. Before you start building your blueprint, there's an option with cleanse days, there's an option without cleanse days, and everybody's like, not everybody, but there's a handful of people who are freaking out like, no cleanse days. Oh my God, you're a baby killer. It's like, no, I'm not a baby killer. And I know people. So your dad didn't, and by the way, I don't know if you guys all caught the call last night with Kathy Martinez, but her first 3 weeks, she didn't do cleanse days. And she still lit up and transformed. So your dad doesn't do cleanse days. How long has he been doing ER Shred?
It was a year in May, so it's a little over a year.
Okay, so he's a year, and not only has he lost the 85 pounds, but you're telling me that there's a whole host of other health benefits. Some of them,
cognitively, he was like not very alert. He was always just kind of spaced out, not engaged. Just been a huge transformation with that, with his ability to engage, his alertness, all of his medical needs, his doctors, he was seeing doctors every 2 to 3 months, and then it went to 4 months, and now he's on a 6-month schedule with his doctors because they're so pleased with how he's doing, considering all the medical conditions he has. We saw his cardiologist yesterday, who was like, he goes, yeah, like, I really don't need to see you for 6 months. He's like, you're good.
Oh my gosh, Michelle. So you shared with your dad, right?
I modeled. We started with modeling. I started modeling. Husband got on board, just started preparing, didn't push him, made some minor changes to what he was doing, tried to force one shake a day in him. And then after a few weeks, he looks at me one day and just goes, I think I want to eat like you and John eat. And I said, okay. And he jumped
It was his idea.
It was, yes.
He's like the Greek dad on My Big Fat Greek Wedding. He's like,
yes,
you got to make it the dad's idea, then he'll go along with it.
Yep, because he was watching our transformations happening, watched me, watched my husband, and was like, okay, I need to get on board with this. And I didn't do it 100% at first with him. I kind of weaned him into it, and he's fully on board. And he was, I had done some posts back the end of December about him too, because he was hospitalized. He was diagnosed with an autonomic nervous system issue and orthostatic hypotension. And he was hospitalized and then in a nursing facility for a while because it hit him pretty bad. And I was so disgusted by the food at the hospital and the nursing facility. And I was so proud of him because he doesn't understand all of it. He knows what he's not supposed to have and what he's supposed to have, but he doesn't fully understand all of it. But he did so good at telling them, I can't, like, their diabetic diet that they kept trying to send him. And he was on the phone with them one day, and the nutritionist told him, well, if you don't order it, I'm just have to send it. You have to have so many carbs. And she sent up 3 fruits in a roll with pasta and a chicken parm that all he wanted was the chicken and broccoli with it. And they sent all this extra stuff. And he was so good, didn't eat any of it, and kept telling them that that's not good. And went to the nursing facility. And everything is a sandwich or pasta. And he told them, I don't eat bread and I don't eat pasta.
Oh my gosh. What's your dad's name and how old is he?
His name is Roger. And he's turned 75 this summer.
Roger is so cool. Now, one more. So apparently the husband's doing well too. You're doing well.
Yes.
Roger's doing well. And then wasn't there something about a dog?
There's a doggy. Say hi, buddy. He's in here between my legs. Say
All right,
hi.
tell us about this dog.
So our most recent foster that we brought in Kelly came to us with, well, he was going to be euthanized. So we picked him up the day before he was supposed to be euthanized, and his issues, they were heavily medicating him the last couple of years on a couple behavioral meds. And they had him on a vet prescribed gastrointestinal food because he's had gastrointestinal issues and he's got a skin condition. And okay. So like, okay, I read the ingredients on the food. It's like brewer's barley, cornmeal, brown rice, I'm like these.
I am freaking tripping out because I love that you know that is all crap. Thank you.
Yes. And then you read and I even when you read treats and other dog food and stuff, all the seed oils that are in them and all the stuff that's in them. I'm like, no. So we completely med washed him. I'm like, first of all, I'm not giving him any of the meds. And I'm immediately that food just went in the garbage. I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that. So we went on grass-fed, freeze-dried, raw.
That's what Brent Hoover just said. Feed him from your plate. I mean, that's what
I do a lot of that with mine, but I do have 6 and he's 7. So I do also, just for ease for myself, I buy some freeze-dried raw brands that I do like.
Yeah.
Dude, and
you're amazing, Michelle. You are so amazing.
So they've all become shredders, and he's been with me just over a week now. It's better. It's not liquid yellow anymore, but it's better, but it's still having issues. We were in the pet store the other day, and of course, they have everything strategically placed. He decided to shoplift something off the bottom shelf, and
it was a culprit for him, wasn't it?
Oh, it certainly was. We had liquid diarrhea all day on Monday.
Right. And the dogs are just like us. And Michelle, I want to put this out there real quick because you kind of opened the door. I put it out there because I feed my dog an entirely carnivore diet. And some people said, no, don't go grain free. If you go grain free, it'll kill your dog. It killed my dog, they say. But in further researching it, a lot of these grain-free foods that people are going and buying, they actually are full of beans and potatoes and other things.
Peas and chickpeas and potatoes and sweet potatoes. Yep.
So it's there again, what gets the blame? The food that is instinctively and innately right for the dog gets the blame, when in reality, no. It doesn't work like that.
Buddy, come here.
It's the other additive. So how is he doing now? Overall?
So other than the incident on Monday, he's doing better. I feel like his gut is going to take some time to completely heal because of all he was on heavy doses of some nasty medications for 3 years too. So I think, it's going to take some time. Our stools are formed, but they're still very soft now. But I think in time his gut will heal.
I love that. We need ER Shred for dogs, man.
We
this
do.
Is so cool.
We do, because all of mine are, and that was the first thing I made with this one. I'm like, vet prescribed GI food garbage. As soon as I read what was in it.
Hey, real quick, how do you feel about Heather Siegel-Leonard and the impact she's had on you and everybody that you've impacted? The ripple effect there.
Heather is absolutely amazing. I would not be where I was at without her, and not only her getting me into this, but her continued support. Heather's there all the time. I appreciate everything she does, and I love her no nonsense kick me in the ass when I need it, because I do sometimes, and she definitely also pushes me out of my comfort zone, which I need, but she knows when to push me and when not. She's very good about that. But I love that she's so involved with this and everything that she does to educate and get information out there, but she does it in a way that doesn't push it on somebody who's not ready. She offers the information and it's there for them if they want help and support.
Yeah. Well, she's a real life toucher. She certainly had an impact on you. I'm sure your dad,
Yes.
if he hasn't
Yes.
told you, if your dad hasn't
Yes.
told you, I'm
Oh,
sure he's
yes.
grateful to
Yes,
you.
very much so.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What an amazing share. Whew. Good way to start the call, y'all. Now, Kendra Berry. Kendra Berry, are you out there?
I am.
What is going on, Kendra Berry?
Oh, not much. Just chilling after my
Just chilling.
strenuous workout and kettlebell class. And
Did you go to a
sometimes-
kettlebell class? I love kettlebells,
Oh,
Russian
yeah, I did.
Russian kettlebells. I love that.
Yes.
So, Kendra, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from a small town in Pennsylvania called Chambersburg.
What was it?
Chambersburg.
Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Very cool. And who shared ER Shred with you?
Actually, it was my team. I've been doing Isogenics since 2019. And actually, one of our team members decided to get a little group together to do their first ER Shred. So
Wow.
that was my first.
That's
yeah.
cool.
I'm kinda new
How
to-
long ago was that?
About 2 months ago, maybe.
2 months ago. Very cool. And tell me, what is your passion so that we can know you a little better?
Well, my passion right now is sharing my story to let everybody know that it was in my shoes as many years as I was overweight from a small child, that they're worth it, because
Friend, take it away. Go right into your story, please.
I never thought I was worth it either. And I put on weight and packed on weight. I was miserable. I was tired. I'm a hairdresser, so I stand on my feet all the time. Very insecure about myself because I was making people beautiful, but I felt beautiful on the inside, but not on the outside. Everybody said, "Oh, you have a beautiful smile." Yeah, I smiled all the time, but I wasn't smiling in here. But I was just extremely overweight, and I was getting ready to turn 49, and I was pre-diabetic. I just took a nap every single day to make it through the day. I was exhausted. I had heartburn. I had knee issues. I had feet issues. I had back issues. I had arm issues. I had everything under the sun. I was seriously on the path to gastric bypass. I had a cousin who did that, and I was thinking about doing it, and I was like, oh. So I decided, my daughter was doing Isogenics, and she's like, "Here, Mom, try one of these shakes." And as soon as she said that, I'm like, oh my God, I can't drink anything that's slimy and green. And one day I was over at her house and she mixed it up. She goes, "Here, Mom, have it." She didn't tell me it was a shake. So I'm drinking this. I'm like, man, this stuff's really good. She goes, "Mom, it's Isogenics, and I want you to try it." So for my 49th birthday, I decided to give a birthday gift to myself. And I started on my 49th birthday. And within that, my goal was to lose 100 pounds and ride roller coaster rides with my daughter. I never got to do that when she was little because I was too big to get on any rides. And within the first year, I lost 100 pounds in my less than a year. So,
Wow.
And I just kept on going and kept on going. And then I lost another 65 the second year. And then I kind of like hit a plateau and going through menopause and all that other stuff. And
right.
So everything was like, ooh, like it was up a pound or two, down a pound or two. And it's been like that for probably since December. But back when I did the ER Shred, I thought, I'm going to give this a try, see if it bumps me out of that plateau. And sure enough, it did. I lost like 9 pounds and 4.5 inches in that 11 days.
Oh.
So I was like, well, that works. So it's nice to have this in my repertoire of things that I can do.
I like that. I like that.
So, but I love everything about Isogenics. And I finally got my call. I'm a 2023 IsoBody finalist.
So tell everybody what that means, would you?
Yes. Well, the IsoBody challenge is a 16-week process where you send in your pictures, your before and afters, and you write your little essay and you get your $200 worth of free coupon. I always wrote my essays every single time. Like that was on my bucket list of many of the things that I've checked off over the last 3 years. And if you write your essay, you can be considered to be a finalist for the IsaBody Challenge.
I mean, there's tens of thousands of people
Thousands.
that
It says
participate
30 or
in this.
40,000. Yeah.
30 or 40,000. Okay. And with that in mind, this is a contest that's run. It's a 16-week challenge, right?
Right.
And then, it's an ongoing thing as well, where you submit maintenance photos, lifestyle photos.
Right.
But give us an idea, like, how many finalists are there?
There's 15.
15 total, and you're one of the finalists.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Kendra, wow.
That was on my bucket list. Down at the bottom is one of the things to be an IsaBody finalist. And after
my
3 years, I
goodness.
finally got the call. And so
Kendra, that's amazing. So what is is this for the judging period coming up, like New Year's kickoff, or how does
yes,
that work?
I'll be in Dallas in
You
January.
know who ER shredders are going to be pulling for, right?
I'll be in Dallas in January with the other 14 finalists. So
Yeah.
we'll find out. So
What about
It's a
that
very-
roller coaster?
yes,
How's
I
that-
was at Celebration and this year in Disney, of course, and we went to Disney World to ride my very first roller coaster ever. So
Yeah.
it was amazing. Like, I felt so free. My favorite ride was Soarin' in Epcot, because I mean, literally, I felt like I was flying everywhere. And I was like, I just feel so light and free, and I'm flying, I just felt like I'm out of that body. I'm out of that lifestyle. It just
Right.
was so freeing.
So happy for you. What other and in what other ways has it impacted lifestyle? The roller coaster, but what else has it done for you? What about, do you feel like you're beautiful on the outside now?
Oh yeah, I post pictures of myself all the time. It drives people crazy, but I'm like, every day or every other day, I'm posting a picture, a new outfit. Went to the beach and I brought 4 bathing suits with me. And before, I go into the beach in a long shorts or capris and a long shirt, cover everything up. Now I was out on that beach for 4 days in a brand new beach outfit every day.
God.
So it's freeing. I don't have back pain anymore. All my pre-diabetic stuff is gone. I don't sleep anymore. I haven't taken a nap in 3 years. Just loads of energy. I'm at the gym 2 or 3 times a week. I work out here at home, doing all my little challenges. Right now I'm doing a squat challenge. I post that every day. I was up to 175 squats today.
Oh
So.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Just-
What about can I ask you how you feel about the community and the culture? Have you been able to appreciate that?
Yes, everything about everything. It's just
Isagenix is amazing. I want to give a shout out to Isagenix overall, because Isagenix is amazing. And we're a
They gave me my
subculture
life
within
back.
Isagenix. Isagenix people, in my opinion, are the best people on earth. And I just so value the culture and the people. That's what I'm drawn to. It actually has nothing to do with money. I'm drawn
Right.
to the people. I'm drawn
Yep.
to the transformations and the people. I had tears welling up as you talked about, you posting pictures of yourself. I actually
I don't
had
have very
tears.
many. I don't have very many full length pictures of myself. I keep using the same like 3 over and over again, because I never would let anybody take a picture. If they get to take a picture of me, you're up. Don't go down
Well,
any further.
I got to tell you, on a smaller scale, I shattered my scale, Kendra. I actually shattered my scale because I also, in a different way, I had a complex about my weight.
Right.
And something set inside of me when I was a senior in high school, and I put this number in my head, the number 200. And I thought, if I'm not 200 pounds, I'm not a big, strong guy. So it's interesting how that, and with my frame and my genetics, it's not natural for me to be 200 pounds. I did it. I got up to 207, but it was impossible for me to maintain that. And I was puffy. I was all puffy. But with that said, it's like, I haven't weighed in over 18 months now. And it's been such a liberating thing for me. And I want to see more people smash their scales because I think it's just like the most empowering thing. And I love that my wife and my daughter do not have a scale in this house to weigh
Right.
themselves. I just think it's the greatest thing ever. So
Yeah,
I know that
a lot of people said that to me, and I don't look at the scale all the time. I don't get on it very often, very, very few. I go by how my clothes are feeling, how I'm feeling, everything about me, I
Good.
care less about that number. I mean,
That's
I had
good.
it in the beginning, I had this vision of a number, but now I'm just like, as long as I'm
Well,
looking good and I look good.
Kendra, tell me if you can appreciate this. One of the tragedies that I've seen in Isogenics is this holy grail of 100-pound club. And then when people hit that through sheer determination, and then life hits in
Yeah,
different ways. And that's what I love about ER Shred. I actually do in with all my heart. I believe this is sustainable. I believe it.
yeah,
I've seen it. I know it. It's sustainable. I know me. My body is strong and powerful. And when I look at my body, I think good, strong, powerful, and it's sustainable. I can maintain this very easily by eating the right things. And so with that said, it's the tragedy of people hitting that 100-pound club, being celebrated as heroes, and then losing that 100-pound club. I can't bear the thought of it. To me, I don't like that. I don't like that anybody would have that number in their head and feel guilty for not being able to sustain it. That's a tragedy, in my humble opinion. But anyway, with that said, I just want to put the focus back on you, friend. You are unbelievably amazing. This is your first share with us, right?
yes, yeah. I'm
I
very
mean,
new to the ER Shred. Like I said, I've only did one, and then I started my second one, and then life happened, and
Yeah.
I got interrupted. So I only did one complete shred, and I mean, it did help me bump out of my plateau, and um,
I like how you said that. You said like if you imagine like a quiver, right? And you got your weaponry or whatever, and it's like
yeah, it's
pull
one
out
of
my.
the things I can pull out of my.
I like that.
It's a
I
lifestyle. This isogenics and everything about it it's a lifestyle for me. And
yeah.
I was happy to do an ER shred for the first time, and I enjoyed it. I saw results. I got bumped out of the plateau, and I know I have that, in my back pocket, when I feel
We gotta, Kendra, we gotta throw up short swords for you. This is your first share with us. You're like official now. Hold on. Swords for Kendra, ER Shred Warrior. We love you, Kendra. Kendra, is there anything else you'd like to say to the people out there who, that you hope to inspire?
um I know I just felt like I was at my lowest point in my life, and I didn't think I thought I was going to be that way the rest of my life. And I just want people to know that they're worth it. That's my goal. Everybody that feels miserable or unhealthy, it don't matter if you have 5 pounds to lose, 10 pounds to lose, whatever, it's getting your health back.
Yeah.
It's not about the number on the scale or what size you are. It's getting healthy. And that's what I want to see people do. I have a lot of family members that I hope are listening. I just want them healthy so that they're around. Like I just recently became a grandma. My grandbaby's 15 months old, and now I can get down on the floor and play with her. Before I couldn't even have got down on the floor, let alone trying to get back up.
Right.
So I'm appreciating my grandbaby, being able to get down and play with her, and have fun and chase her around the house, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Amen to that. Thank you. Thank you, Kendra.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, you guys. Kendra, wow. Just amazing. And I like how she closed her little share there about self-worth, because those of you who are out there, maybe you'll catch this on YouTube. You matter. You have worth. Everyone does. You do. And that's another thing that this is all about, is making space for people who maybe they don't feel like they fit in certain environments. Believe me, we welcome everybody here. It's a very accepting, genuine community. We got another share. This will be our last one of the night. It's a couple. It is Jennifer and James Birch from Australia. You guys out there?
We're here.
Hi.
Hi.
Look at you guys. You guys are awesome. What part of Australia?
We're about 2 hours from Sydney, north of Sydney. So we're in Maiden, the Hunter Valley. It's full of vineyards and, if you like wine.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Vineyards, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so rolling hills, right? Hey, so
Yeah.
tell me, you guys, who shared ER Shred with you?
Well, I was actually on another Isogenic page, and I kept seeing this thing about ER Shred, and it would pop up, and then finally I decided to just get on the page and have a look around myself. So that's how I guess we got on board with ER Shred. No one actually introduced us. We just
That's
saw
amazing.
it posted. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and I guess for me, I just sort of watched Jennifer. She started the ER Shred. I'll tell you more about what we were doing before, but basically I just kept doing what I was doing, and then after watching her, I finally decided, well, maybe I'll give this a try.
Okay.
myself.
All right. Hold on there. We gotta hear that story. We gotta hear that. That sounds like a fun story. And you guys are married. How long you been married?
15 years as of yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was your anniversary. I think I saw a post about that actually.
Yes.
Happy anniversary, you two. You guys are like, you guys still seem to be, you have that honeymoon vibe going on.
Still have this spark.
That's great. Okay, so, and then what is your guys' passion? You can both, take a turn.
Well, I guess I'll tell you what our slogan is, and then that'll sort of get into what our passion is. One of the things that we are constantly saying is you're never too old, you're never too young, and it's never too late to make your health and fitness your priority. And I guess basically what that means is that you only have one life to live. Why not make it your best life? So we want to be able to share with as many people as we can that you don't have to feel tired, run down like we were.
Yeah.
There are options.
And just to give you an idea, James turned 72 on Christmas Day, and
James is not. Wait, now hold on, you guys. James is 72. I'm sorry, that was shocking. Go ahead.
on Christmas Day he turned 72, and I'm 62.
Come on, you guys. Jeez, you guys look amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, that's really amazing. Congratulations.
That's why we have that slogan: never too old,
Never too old, never too young. I get it.
never
I do.
too late.
Too late.
Never too late. I so dig it. Okay. And then what about you, Jennifer? What is your passion?
For me, is sharing. Isogenic, sharing ER Shred, because the way I look at lots of people, they're struggling. Because I guess we groom to think that when you get old, that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to look old, you're supposed to struggle, you're supposed to have pain, you're supposed to have all these ailments. But, we are living proof that that's not the case. And we want to be able to share it and let people know that there is another option out there, that you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So dig that. And I'm in alignment with that as well.
Yeah.
You want to share beyond yourself, because I understand it. I understand why you value it. Same thing with me. I value wellness. I value optimal health.
We only have one life.
needs it. That's it.
We only have one life to live. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful. So you guys, why don't you kick it off with your story? How did you guys, what happened and then what unfolded from there?
Well, for again, I'll let Jennifer start, because again, I was sort of behind her with our.
Hey, listen, James, this is the way it is. My dad taught me this at a very young age. Wherever the women go, the men will follow.
So I started the actual ER Shred in March. And I have to say that going backwards a little bit, going rewinding, because, with COVID, we started working from home. So I got into a rut, you know, working from home, not being able to go to the gym. And then when things open up, I still lost my spark. But once I did the ER shred and the word come alive, now I actually know what that actually means. It's like, I don't know, I can't explain. It just awakens you and you feel more energetic. You just feel like you want to go to the gym. The empowerment, getting up earlier too than I did before. You know, I mean, I always used to get up early, but just being awake and wanting to go to the gym just really changed me. Now I really truly know the meaning of come alive.
Yeah. Did that happen early for you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Wow.
I think I did. Yeah, once I did the 11 days, I just continued, you know, incorporating the whole the ER shred. I wasn't doing it back to back, but, you know, maybe I have a week's break and then I'd start again. But now it's pretty much, we're doing it all the time.
Yeah. And I guess so we should say that, you know, we've been doing Isagenix for
For 7 years.
over 7 years. And so again, you know, once Jennifer started back in March, give you a little background there, we have been vegans for a little over 2 years. And you could imagine we were eating a lot of grains and lentils and tofu and all of this and all the preparations, etc. So when Jennifer, first, mentioned to me that she heard about this ER shred and she was going to give it a try, I was like, okay, you go right ahead. I'm going to keep cooking my lentil stew and all of this other good stuff. So after watching her for a couple of months, I did my first ER shred probably in July. Well, actually,
June, because we went.
Yeah,
on
we
a cruise.
went on a cruise back in July. So I did my first ER shred in June. And then I got back and the next week I had foot surgery. But for me, I guess when I did my first ER shred, I didn't really mentally, I guess, realize what had happened. But Jennifer and I were talking the other day, and I said, you know what, Jennifer? I said, I haven't, been taking, the Mobic and my Panamax, because that was pretty much a ritual. I work out, at the gym usually about 3 to 4 days a week. And I always had a lot of, shoulder pain and hip pain, etc. And I just sort of mentioned that to her. She said, you're right. I haven't seen you taking that, in a while. So for me, I think that was one of the big aha moments. And then the second part of it was, I'm thinking, I said, this is so easy. I said, I'm not having to do all of this, preparation and all of this cooking and, dealing with a lot of the, the bloatedness if you ate, too much of the wrong thing, the
Right.
gas. So once I did the first ER shred, I guess I was sort of hooked. So I've been pretty much consistent every since, every day. For me, it's just so simple. It's so easy. It's a no-brainer.
And I have to say, after James did his first ER shred, I noticed him come alive, because before that, because he had a surgery, so he couldn't do a lot of moving. But after that, he recovered. I noticed a big spark in him. He was actually, after he finished his 11th day, he was getting up. He was doing more things. He wasn't just coming up in the gym and just watching TV. Because he's retired. But yeah, definitely can see the difference.
I'm so excited for you guys. When you say come alive, and I love that you're wearing the shirt, Jennifer, because it is very meaningful. It actually, for those of us that have come alive, when we hear someone talk about it, it's crazy. It's almost like it instantly brings you back to when it happened for you.
Yes.
And you feel this very, it's not strange, it's special and it's unique. And you feel this connection with another individual. It almost feels cellular, where it's like, I know exactly what happened to you. I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly why it's so emotional. And I know also it just keeps getting better. It's cool, man.
One of
So-
the other things I'll
Go ahead.
mention, The other thing, I guess, that I'd like to just share with people, you know, when I was chosen as the Australian Isobody runner-up for last year, you know, I thought that was sort of the pinnacle. And I think one of the things that you said is that, you know, once you reach your goal, then now what? I think with the ER shred again, it makes it so easy to just sort of maintain. So basically, I have been maintaining, I guess, my current existence for you know, the last 3 or 4 years. But with the ER shred, I think I tease people now. I said I'm shooting for the big 100.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know, from one man to another, how old are you, James? Did you said 70? What was it?
Well, I'm 71. I'll turn 72 on Christmas Day.
Okay, 72. I just want to, as a man, I would be overjoyed if I look, because I've seen your pictures online as well. And if I look like you when I'm 72, I would have had it made. I mean, you look awesome. You look awesome. And where's your accent from, by the way?
Well, it's a bit of a combination there. I was born in the state of Georgia, but I've lived in Texas, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Washington State, Virginia.
The contrast between the two accents, you guys are like such a perfect pair. I mean, it is something special. I like it how James said, eat aura shred. Yes, sir. I like that a lot. You guys are so fun. And are you finding that you're able to impact other people's lives with this? Is that what you're finding?
Yeah, well, we'll give you an example. One of our sons, Kira's, he has a wedding coming up in November, and I have been sort of, you know, helping him at the gym working out. Then finally I said, well, let me share with you something that I've been doing, this ER shred. Now, he's been doing it for probably the past couple of months. In fact, he was over just the other day, and he said that, you know, he's going to be doing the ER shred. He's going to be doing the 11-day thing up until the week of his wedding, because he says he wants to not only look good, he wants to feel good when he's standing up there saying his I do's.
And he actually said the ER shred was so easy. It's so easy for him to share with other people as well, because, you know, the traditional isagenix 30-day system, you know, you've got to eat this time, that time, it's restricted, you can only have this. The ER shred is so easy.
It's just unlimited, right? It's like satiate with the right things, put the right things in until you're satisfied, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And you know, not feeling bloated is a big thing for me as well. Because before just feeling bloated, but now it's like just I don't know, just a change in the way I feel, just not having that bloated feeling.
Isn't that great? God, you guys are the epitome of health. I hope a lot of people out there are watching. Like, I look at people like you, and I know your intention is to help others. And that excites me to no end, because you've got something that is pure gold. And I think if people really knew what you had to offer, they would be lined up outside your door, hundreds of deep, you know, and it's just a matter of getting yourselves out there and getting your story out there, because it is every story tonight. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Every story tonight is just amazing. Would you guys like to say anything else in closing before I turn it over to our health professional, Susan Rothman, to close us out?
Well, I would just like to say thank you to the ER shred community.
And you're never too old, never too young, and never too late.
Never too late
to make a change. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming with us. I mean, you're from Australia. It's very meaningful. You know, my father's from Australia. So okay. I the only time I ever made it to Australia was when I was 2 years old. I actually have pictures of me in like diapers with little kangaroos jumping around. Thanks so much, you guys. All right. Susan Rothman is the head of our health professional board. She is a holistic nurse and an herbalist. She's one of my dearest friends. What a call, Susan. I just want to give you the opportunity to close us out by
an amazing call. And I love that you know, you only live once and you're never too, I love your catchphrase there. I'm in the same club, you know, healthy aging, and I'm sticking to it. You know, it's an amazing call. And Michelle, I know you were a little nervous about coming on. You did amazing. What powerful things that you shared, and the results, Kendra, all of you, you know, and what I'm hearing, the whole theme of this call is energy. Energy, people looking up and out, and vibrancy. And I agree with Sean about when people talk about that come alive moment, there's an emotional charge to it, because it's like we've experienced something that was life-changing, and we have that together. And then when I looked at the culture and the community and how, I mean, you know, everyone is supporting one another. We hold each other up. Most of the people on this call are paying it forward. They want to help others, you know, and I know for me, you know, because with my age, it's like, I want to tell people, like, but you can just, you know, like if you just do this simple thing, your whole life can change. And it's sad out there. And then the other thing about us sharing all the inside out changes. I mean, the weight loss, of course, it's amazing, but we change something and we increase our cellular energy. And what springboards off of that, as for, we're not making any health claims. What we're talking about is health. And there's so many people out there talking about disease and the frustration that we know something they don't know, and how easy it is. And what a shame that we have to, it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. You know, health should be the norm, and it's not. So more of us that come alive, we get to share this outward, this amazing call. You know, I always close these and like, I have to settle down, because Kendra, I've seen your pictures. Michelle, you know, I've worked with you. Congratulations on the IsaBody stuff. And I'm so glad you brought that up. You know, why don't more people take advantage of that? Even if it's just not to compete, but the free products. So amazing call. I'm so glad you were all on, and we'll keep going together.
Oh, thank you so much, Susan. We need to put swords up
Hmm.
for Jennifer and James and everybody that
Everybody.
shared tonight. Oh, we love you so much. You guys are amazing. All of you. Thank you so much, you guys. We'll be on again next week. We'll see you in the group. Feel free to unmute and say good night. And we love you guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Good
night.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
Terry. Thank you.
Good night.
Terry,
Thanks,
see you.
guys.
Great
Have a
shares.
good night.
Yep.
Night, everyone.
Cheers.
Good night, Sean.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Bye.
Good to see you all.
Night.